Welcome everybody back to A&M in the AM, episode 36. I'm back here with MORT. Yeah, again, we're over Zoom, but that's just how it is.
And I still don't like the way he looks, but we already
There's
talked
nothing
about
wrong
it.
with the way it looks. I just reverted back to what we were at the beginning of A&M. New year, new face.
I didn't
That's
miss
how.
this.
What?
I didn't miss this.
I did. I missed it, and I missed you too. So.
Well, yeah. I know that part.
But let's just start off with talking about Ohio State dodging Alabama. They just a couple minutes ago before I started recording this, Ohio. It came out that Ohio State
I saw this a few hours ago. I didn't say anything, so.
It could have been a few hours ago, but
no, yeah, they just posted again about it a few minutes ago. But
yeah, I saw the U of M versus everybody guy tweet out about it. But they basically had COVID issue come up, but everyone's just saying it's because Justin Fields is hurt, so they're making up.
Makes sense.
They're making up positive tests so that they can have Justin Fields for the championship game.
Yeah, I saw that a few hours ago when they said it. I saw that they were saying it because they wanted the extra week or so.
Yeah.
But then I also just saw a few minutes ago that said that Ohio State fully plans to play. So
as of right now, they're saying that the game is scheduled to be Monday, the 11th, but that it could be pushed back to as late as the 23rd.
Then again, Ohio State's been playing every week with somebody with Corona, and we know that, but they just haven't said it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're just scared to play without Justin Fields. I feel like broke his
Who the heck
body.
is their backup?
I mean, probably a 5-star. It's Ohio State.
Another guy that'd be garbage in the NFL.
True. I mean, okay, never mind. I was going to say they've actually produced one good quarterback, but that was LSU, so never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say Terrell Pryor was like their best one. He was a wide receiver, so.
No, he had a good NFL, or he had a good quarterback career, a decent one for Oakland for about a year or two. He has the longest rush as a quarterback in NFL history. That's an achievement.
Oh, great job. Lamar Jackson's going to break it next week.
It's 98 yards. I don't think Lamar's breaking that. He'll get broken before he gets to the 50-yard line.
Actually, probably.
But talking about NFL and college, a lot of coaches, or it's end of NFL season, so you're going to hear a lot of college coaches going to NFL, and a couple of the big names right now. You got, I'm going to save him actually, but Urban Meyer to Jacksonville. He apparently, that's a lock, that's happening. But
I don't think so, but
there's been no official interview with him, and they have to have I didn't know there was a rule, but you have to have an interview. You have to interview the people. Yeah. So you can't just be handed the job. But so that's why interim coaches still have to interview and stuff.
And that thing that I sent yesterday where the Jaguars reporters are already sweating over it, where they tracked a private jet flying out of Columbus.
That was so bad.
They tracked a private jet flying out of Columbus to Jacksonville. And they said it was either Urban Meyer or our next man, Ryan Day. So
and no, that's not as bad as when they saw Urban Meyer on. I think this was Texas fans. They saw Urban Meyer on a talk on it was on a Saturday morning college football show, and he was on camera. He was on a Zoom call, and they literally broke down a piece of wood behind him, and they found the exact hotel he was in and tracked it to Texas. And I was like, how sweaty do you have to be? They found the particle of his chair, and they looked up what type of chair it was, then looked where it's manufactured, and then looked where in the country those chairs are sent. And I'm like, huh?
Jeez.
That's geez, just
I don't personally think he goes to the NFL. If he does, then I could see there, but with the money and stuff, I think he thinks he's too big for the NFL, and he knows he's got it too good at, because he's still technically at Ohio State, because they say he teaches, but still, and he's already probably making just as much money doing game day and stuff for ESPN. So
no, he does it for a Big Ten network
or whoever it is.
Yeah, but I mean, the only thing that he would get with going to the NFL, he gets his choice of Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And then he gets.
And that would show if he's been able to make a quarterback. Because like I said before, I said this yesterday. Obviously, I don't know his whole history, but just the big names that I know that he's coached at quarterback have done nothing in the NFL at quarterback. With Tebow was like decent, but he went to baseball instead. His Ohio State guys have been trash.
Hey, Tebow, in his defense, Tebow was not a bad NFL quarterback.
He wasn't bad at first.
He got ran out of town by Peyton Manning. Basically, once Peyton Manning came to Denver, Tebow's career was over because no one else wanted to take a chance on a running quarterback at that time.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, he's probably the best one, and like he's probably had the shortest career of all of them. Well,
yeah,
except for Haskins, where he's going right now.
Terrell Pryor probably had the longest one.
Yeah, I'm talking about shortest.
Oh, shortest.
Haskins is gonna have the shortest because he already
or Braxton Miller. I don't think
dropped.
He never played quarterback. He converted to wide receiver.
At least he played games.
So
Haskins is just down bad. He can't even play over a guy that broke his leg.
But basically, what they're saying is Urban would go to Jacksonville, and what he's requesting as going to the NFL, he's requesting to be GM and coach. So like he wants like the bag basically. He wants control of the entire team.
Yeah, because he wants 15 to 17 million or something like that.
Which
they said that'd be the highest paid coach in the NFL.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how outlandish that is. I don't know like what an average coach gets paid nowadays.
Well, they only coach 16 games, so I couldn't imagine it's that much. But
yeah, but it's yeah.
I saw somebody else say it's kind of a joke and it's kind of a dark joke, but they said that he wants that much money to take care of his health because coaching the Jaguars could possibly mean that he faints on the field again because of like that head issue that he had.
Yeah, I know. That would be
So I don't know about all that, but
along with Urban, you have Ryan Day rumors, but I think he kind of said no to that. I think he's staying at Ohio State.
There'd be absolutely no reason for him to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Besides the money, and Ohio State's going to get ready to pay him that kind of money anyway.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And then staying in the Big Ten, you have Northwestern's Pat Fitzgerald. Apparently I didn't know he was such a hot commodity in the NFL, but apparently he's like on top of people's boards for head coaching opportunities. So
he might
there.
Just know people.
Yeah, it's probably that, and he's probably come from a long coaching tree, and he obviously did good this year with Northwestern. So
yeah.
And then last but not least, the man who hasn't signed his extension yet, Jim Harbaugh, for some reason still staying in circulation. It's mainly with the Lions, I think, and I think actually the Falcons have come into play for him. Weirdly,
I keep seeing the Chargers,
which would make sense. Take him back to Cali.
Because California and his former quarterback coach, Pat Hamilton's there with Herbert already. So they said that's like a match made in heaven for the NFL. For those two to be back together with a good young quarterback. Oh,
that would be great for him. Because, like, who do you have? He had Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick in San Fran.
I was going to say, I know Colin Kaepernick. I don't know who was backing him up, but –
no, I think he had Alex Smith at first, and then Alex got hurt, and then he benched, and then after that he played Colin, and then continued with Colin and benched Alex.
Wait, does that mean Harbaugh was the last guy to coach Colin Kaepernick? I think,
yeah,
unless he played like the year after, but
no, I think he did play a year or two after with like Chip Kelly and tried to be in that offense, or was it been Chip? I don't even know who it would have been. I think he did play. I think he did play a year or two after that, and then he kind of fell out of the league. But could that mean if Harbaugh comes back to the NFL, does Colin Kaepernick come back to the NFL? I mean,
see, people don't give Harbaugh that credit. He was coaching Colin Kaepernick when nobody else would after that.
And he was coaching Colin Kaepernick at the best time of Kaepernick's, like at the prime of his career. Like he was still very young, and he was playing
a Super Bowl quarterback.
He not winning quarterback, but
I said Super Bowl. I didn't say winning, but
and he was doing what like Lamar, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson. He was doing what all these quarterbacks are doing now, but at a better at a higher running back rate.
Yeah,
he was
for
running
sure.
a lot. He was running a lot more. But I don't think Jim Har. I mean,
I also don't think he leaves.
I want him to leave because I don't want him at Michigan anymore. But like, you know, but like again, it falls in that category. Will he be like a Dabo? Will he, after that first 5-6 years, 7, how long he's been there, will he make that next step?
I don't think he goes anywhere. He's got it too good as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And also he's getting into more and more of his own players, which I guess is showing that it's not helping as much. But also, like, he probably knows, like, he left the NFL for a reason to come back home, and that why go back to the NFL again? Like, you already got your taste. You already got to you already got to the Super Bowl. Like, you didn't win it, but you got there. I mean, this story of Michigan, but except for they can't make the playoff. But I mean, he's got it too good, and like I keep seeing, it's just these weird people reporting. He doesn't even have an agent. He doesn't have anybody that speaks for him. He does it all himself. He isn't saying anything, so that's what's making everybody speculate things.
And I mean, you're right. He does have it made for him. He basically can probably get a lifetime contract at Michigan.
He was going to anyway.
Yeah. So
and then with him, like I said, it's like it's his home. Like I said before a few weeks ago, like he's one of the highest paid coaches in the college football.
Yeah.
And he owns like part of that property in Ann Arbor, like that little subdivision where him and his family, his parents live and everything else. His kids go to Ann Arbor schools. Like they don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, he played college there. He was.
That's what I said. He's at home. Born? I don't know if he was actually here or not. I heard a rumor that he was in Columbus with Urban Meyer.
I think no, it was Toledo. Toledo. They were both born in Toledo.
Or somewhere, somewhere in Ohio.
Yeah, I was thinking Western, or it probably was Toledo because his dad was. His dad only coached at Western. Or wait, I think his dad coached at Western. I don't even know. I don't know. But yeah, see, you're right. It makes sense for him to stay at Michigan. Now, honestly, that does speak loudly.
Yeah, he was born in Toledo.
Toledo. Okay, I knew they were born in like the same hospital.
That's why us Toledo people are elite like that.
Oh my! Shut up! Shut up! But it does speak loudly for the Big Ten that really they're the only names right now making cases for NFL coaching jobs. If you look around all of college, there's not really, other than probably maybe a head. I think they're really the only head coaches right now making cases.
It's probably because all the other guys have like a job security, or people know they won't be an NFL coach. But I mean, yeah, like we've been saying. I mean,
the thing is,
the Big Ten's the most complete division in college sports in general, so it makes sense.
And college head coaches, after they've been in college for so long, really don't make it in the NFL.
No.
You gotta come, if you're coming from college, you gotta be like a coordinator down there, or you gotta be like a position coach.
I mean, you mentioned Chip Kelly before. I mean, I don't know how good he was before. I don't know how good he was before Marcus at Oregon, but him and Marcus at Oregon were elite.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the NFL, and wasn't he with the Eagles or something too?
He was with the Eagles and then 49ers, and he was dog shit. He was horrible.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's because he didn't have Marcus. He should have got Marcus back with him. That may have been where Marcus could have actually thrived in his career. We could have been talking about Marcus as top 5 quarterback of all time.
I mean, Marcus in that Sunday night game was playing like a top 5 quarterback in the league. Just saying. He's gonna get traded this offseason, and
Marcus deserves his shot.
If Lions get rid of Stafford, just saying.
And they commit to the 0-16 season again. Marcus run it up?
No. If we get rid of Stafford, Marcus.
Let him run it up with Marcus, and he's playing quarterback, running back, and wide receiver all at once.
But now that we kind of transition to that, short little thing, because I know you don't give a shit about it. But
I think it's
Matthew
just funny.
Stafford could have played his last game in a Lions uniform. I don't think he did. I think that whatever coach comes in, and it's honestly the thing to do nowadays, like they're going to probably draft a QB in the second or first round or try to trade up for like a late first.
I
And they're
mean,
going to
I'm not
draft.
big into this.
Mhm.
With you saying that, before you move on, while you're on the draft topic, why wouldn't they draft a quarterback though? It makes sense because he's getting older. His contract is coming up close, isn't it?
Next year's his last year. No,
Yeah.
that's what I was getting
So
into.
why not? Why is everybody so against it?
No,
Like
that's what I'm
like
getting
the
into.
it's like the Packers just went out and got Jordan
Jordan
Love
Love.
last year because Aaron Rodgers is getting older.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm getting into. That's what I'm saying is maybe you trade for a later round pick. Try to keep that early first, but trade for a later round so you can get a guy to sit behind Stafford for a year, learn from him.
Yeah.
Because obviously these guys coming in that you're like your Zach Wilsons, your Mac Jones from Alabama. Like Alabama never has great QBs except for Tua. But if you can get a guy to sit behind a veteran like Stafford and just learn from him for a year, then maybe he might pan out like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith, did amazing things. No one knew Patrick Mahomes was going to turn out into that. Tua sat behind Ryan Fitzpatrick for the first 6-7 games. Didn't do amazing, but, he showed promise near the end of the season. I think if you have these guys sit behind the quarterback, a veteran, and then bring them out, I think then they'll do good. And I think that's what the Lions should do. Draft a young like offensive weapon early in the first and then go late second or late first and get like a quarterback to sit behind Stafford. But that's just how I feel about the situation.
Yeah,
And I think
they should.
And I think any GM and coach that comes in is going to want to keep Stafford just because of his toughness and that the fact that he's
the guy there.
Yeah, he's the guy. And the fact is, if you can get one more quality year out of Stafford on this last contract, one more quality year of him, and then have a QB learning under that, you're in a perfect position. I'm not obviously I like Stafford. I'm not in the whole gang of just trying to ditch him and trade him away. Like I know everybody wants him to succeed elsewhere, wants him to get the bag, or he's got the bag, but get the chip, get some wins, do good somewhere else. But like I think if you give him one last year in Detroit, just give him a decent defense, a decent running game finally now that Swift is there and everything. If you give him
have him run the ball instead of catching it. We know how that goes.
Yeah, give him one more year. I think that'll just be good. Kind of make it kind of like a farewell tour, because this was always kind of like pushing him out.
Yeah, especially
like
with fans.
Yeah, give him just one more year. And I mean, after that, if he doesn't do good next year or the Lions don't do good, I mean, probably won't do good. But if they just give him that farewell tour, final hurrah, let him go in free agency and collect a bag again. He's only like 30, I think, so he'll be entering free agency like 31. He can sign like a 2-3 year deal and still get like probably 80 million. I would assume. There's Mike Glennon got like 80 million from the Bears, so I would assume Stafford with a good arm can still get somebody 80 million, or can probably get even more than 80 million. But yeah, that's just my take on that. I know you didn't really.
No, you lost my attention because the Tigers made a signing.
Oh, who do we sign?
Robbie Grossman.
Oh, okay. I'm not mad.
It's a little awkward. I was just looking at things and
2 years, 10 million.
Yeah, dude got the bag. Meanwhile, David Dahl got 1 year, 3 million. Kind of upsetting. It's getting real bad. Robbie.
I mean, I guess that's good veteran premise.
He's 31 years old. At least he's a switch hitting outfielder, so that's obviously way better than Christian Stewart already.
Mm-hmm.
But he did, like I just said, I just typed out, he did play in Houston from 2013 2015, and so that was when Hinch was getting there, right before him, actually, probably. No, it was probably about the same time. So AJ probably wanted him over here or something. I that's the only thing I can guess. I don't know why you just randomly go and give Robbie Grossman $10 million, but that's my first reaction.
I mean, it's not horrible, I guess. At least they made watch all the dominoes fall in the MLB now, and everyone just starts signing after that.
Mm-hmm. Robbie Grossman breaks the league.
I see you tweeting out Robbie Grossman MVP season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that is an interesting pick. We really didn't plan on talking about that. But
I was out of nowhere.
Yeah, I really didn't plan on that happening. But yeah, I mean, not horrible. Gives them another outfielder, another veteran outfielder. Really don't have one of those, except Jacoby is the most veteran out of any of them now.
That just ripped Cameron Maybin.
Well, I mean,
he was possibly coming back for his fourth time around, fifth.
Just get traded out.
And he wanted to. Again. Yeah, he wanted to. He was going to come back, and now rip.
He just loves collecting the bag from the Tigers and then going to contender.
Mm-hmm. That's the way to do it at this point. Keep riding him off. Now it's looking like it'll probably be Jacoby, Grossman, and Victor Reyes in the outfield.
Jacoby, Victor. That's not bad. Not bad.
Defensively, I feel like Grossman's not terrible defensively. I mean, anything's better. A Poodle is better than Christian Stewart defensively. So
that's not horrible though. I don't even know where to. Oh, okay. Let's talk about basketball then. Michigan finally cracked the top 10 in the AP polls for the first time in what has it been 6-7 weeks now, almost.
Yeah.
We're now 9-0, 8-0, 9-8, 9-0, 9-0. Sitting at number 10. I think we're there's only 3 undefeated teams in the nation right now. I think it's us.
I don't know.
Us, Gonzaga, and Baylor, I think.
It sounds about right.
And so yeah, I mean, we're sitting pretty going. We just beat Northwestern. Northwestern. Mm-hmm. They were ranked 19th. So
today, when this video's up, they play Minnesota.
And Minnesota's actually okay. Say what you want.
Minnesota's all over the place. It's weird. Like I think they beat Iowa, and then they beat Wisconsin, but then they lost by double digits to somebody else right after it at home. Like they just played last game when Michigan was on. They were playing before Michigan or after him, something like that. Yeah, before him. And I think maybe they won that. I don't know. They've been bouncing all over the place.
All right, they're 10-2. They just beat Ohio State.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what it was beating Ohio State.
They just beat it, and then they they lost to Illinois by 30.
Yeah, which is understandable.
That was early December.
Which is understandable, but like how I said, if you look at it, they beat Wisconsin, who was number 6 at the time, and they beat Iowa, who was and they lost to
Wisconsin too.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
they're like a wild card. I mean, I think it's when, their big guy Robbins kind of started taking over, and then they just kind of went a little crazy. But they've been relevant. I mean, not relevant. I mean, yeah, they have been relevant, but they've been just floating back and forth. I mean, they are 3-2 in the conference, so I feel like they played more games than that for some reason. But I mean, for them to be 10-2 says something.
I mean, considering they were projected to be the last team in the Big Ten this year.
Yeah,
I think almost around.
So their 3 wins are Wisconsin, Iowa, and I don't know the other one. Ohio State. They just won.
Yeah, Ohio State. Yep.
I mean, so yeah, it's a good. It's impressive. So it's probably gonna be another scrappy game. Just depends on what kind of Michigan team we see again.
Do we know when Austin's timetable back?
No, but I keep seeing him every time. He looks better and better every game. Like on the bench, he's jumping around, cheering, throwing things, just going crazy. Him and Nunez are doing the Corvette over there. So I don't know.
Michigan's next couple games, though. I mean, could probably see him coming back. Probably later this month, almost. We play Minnesota when this is going up, obviously on Wednesday. Penn State, Wisconsin, Minnesota again. So we play Minnesota within 10 days.
Yeah, it's when
in 10 days.
that's what they were saying, that like this is when the schedule picks up even more. Like everybody can stop saying Michigan won't play anybody because they have like a pretty tough streak coming up.
And then we play Maryland again. Maryland they were still tough when we played them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was who
Yeah,
they just played at Maryland.
yeah, I would say that was still a tough game, even though we kind of I don't think we blew them out. We beat them by like 10 points. But.
It was like a 16 or something. They were up by 20 something with 2 minutes left when Juwan emptied the bench. And
okay, yeah, no, we beat them 84-73. So it was really close game.
Yeah, they were up by even more, but like I said, when Juwan emptied the bench, Maryland scored some points. So
and then to finish off the month, we have Purdue and Indiana. So it's pretty tough month. Obviously, you got 3 ranked teams in there, possibly.
Yeah, and then after this is when the gauntlet comes.
Yeah,
because
haven't
played Wisconsin, haven't played Michigan State, haven't played Iowa, haven't played Illinois.
Well, we play Wisconsin in 2 games. We play them in between Penn State and Minnesota. But then starting in February, you got Northwestern, Michigan State, Illinois, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Ohio State, Indiana. So you're right there back to back. You're possibly
is Iowa like at the very end?
Iowa, yeah, they were the last game. Yep, they're second to last game.
Imagine and then we play Michigan. That's what's determining the Big Ten is that game.
Basically.
I mean, I guess Illinois is probably higher than them, but
no, Iowa's 5, Illinois is 12. So Illinois is behind us now.
Oh.
But you talked about determining the Big Ten there, and I know we talked about it last week. I'm actually wondering where the Big Ten championship will take place now. I don't know I feel like it's still. Wait, is it usually in Indianapolis?
I was gonna say, isn't it usually in Indiana? They'll just do it there and then stay there for the tournament.
No, the thing with the Big Ten basketball is they move it around. They do it in Madison Square Garden, Indianapolis. They move it around. They centralize.
I would assume that they would just do it in Indiana then. If they're having the tournament down there, it's already all going to be set up.
And yeah, I was going to go to that next. We talked about it last week, and now it's confirmed. The March Madness will all be Indiana. It will be at Baker's Life, and then I think.
And we said this months ago. I mean, it's been in the talks for a long time, but I remember saying like they just set up a court in the middle of a cornfield and playing outside.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So that's how long this has been.
Or no, that's when we were talking about I think basketball. About NBA. NBA.
Yeah, it might have been that too.
Yeah, because you're like you can just go onto a cornfield and watch LeBron dunking on people. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they're going to be playing at obviously the I can't even think of it now, but where the Colts play, Indianapolis Colts. They're going to be playing where the Pacers play, and they're also going to be playing where the Hoosiers play. And then so that's 3 spots. Logically, you're going to have more than that.
Oh yeah.
I think you're going to have to, like we said last week, be pulling up and playing like AAU type games. I would feel like, especially for like those playing games and stuff like that. You're not going to be able to get 64 games or not 60. Yeah, wait, 64.
They'll just be playing all day.
Yeah, basically, you're going to have. Basically, it's going to be like game from 1 to 3, and then 3:15.
They might have started like 8 or 9 a.m.
I would imagine,
and go deep into the night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless they have somewhere else, but I think they did say like it was like maybe 4 or 5 places. So
yeah, and you would have to see that would get really like testy then because like. I mean, I guess if you play one game, then you have a couple days off, and yeah, so.
Well, usually, yeah, it's usually like 1 to 2 days.
Yeah, but still, like, I'm really interested how the conferences are gonna do these. I mean, obviously they've already done tournaments and stuff around the nation early in the year, so they've already kind of had a taste of how they can do those tournaments, I guess. Mm-hmm. So, I would imagine I don't think they will do it at Indianapolis because if they're getting ready for March Madness, they probably are going to have everything set up and they probably don't even want to bother with having the Big Ten there. So they're probably – I mean, they already have this planned. So let me see where they had it planned for. Because they have this honestly, I heard it might – I know they were adding Little Caesar Arena to the gauntlet of where the Big Ten plays at.
Oh, maybe. Well, I mean, because, yeah, they usually play – It would make sense because they usually play tournament games there in March, like the early rounds.
Big Ten 2020. It's saying Baker's Life Fieldhouse, Indianapolis. Oh wait, that was last year. Shit, sorry. 2021.
Yeah, Michigan State played
they're United Center, Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I knew that. So they're playing in Chicago this year. It makes sense. So yeah, I mean that they won't even have to worry about being involved with Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis is really they're really getting that bag now. After they lost out on the All-Star game, they're collecting that check.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
I forgot that was the other thing we talked about was them having the All-Star game. Okay, that's.
I think it was the All-Star game that we were talking about. We were like they're just gonna have to have it like outside in like the middle of the cornfield or something, and but I think they still are having the NBA All-Star game there. And like they postponed it like a year or two now though.
Oh yeah.
I think they're getting it next year, since they're not having one this year.
They're putting a lot of work into getting it into Indiana.
I honestly wonder how that's. Are we still gonna have like All-Star vote? I guess the NFL still had like Pro Bowl voting, so we'll still have like All-Star voting.
Yeah, it's just gonna depend on if the guys want to go from their designated areas to Indiana for a weekend to play in front of nobody.
Oh no, the All-Star game's canceled this year, so that's what I'm wondering is like, are you still gonna have that All-Star voting, because like that means something to these guys' careers? Like, did you make the All-Star game that year? Like, because like the NFL still had Pro Bowl, the NFL still had Pro Bowl voting, even though there's not Pro Bowl. Like,
maybe they could, I guess, but yeah,
it just won't be like it'll just be like, did you make the All-Star game, or did you get voted in the All-Star game this year? Like, I don't know. There won't be like any team picking. Like, you're not gonna have like LeBron and Giannis on there picking teams this year or anything. So
yeah,
unless they do like a virtual one, like on 2K or something.
I wouldn't be surprised. The way they use 2K for everything, I would not be surprised.
But I guess talking about the NBA, we didn't talk about a couple of the shockers that's happened early in the season here right now. Pistons beat Celtics, and they were running their money in that second game against the Celtics. Pistons don't look bad. Not the worst team in the NBA, surprisingly. And by a long shot, me watching those games, they don't even look like the worst team in the NBA right now. Because Toronto just played Boston.
They're competing with teams, but at the same time,
they played Boston, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
And they just got blown out. And Pistons played two closely contested games versus Boston.
I mean, the Raptors are down. The Raptors are down tremendously bad.
They're down horribly bad. Like,
but the Pistons are at least doing it right, because now the younger guys are at least playing a little bit more. They're competing with these top teams, and they're still losing, which is perfect.
Yeah. See, Pistons, and I've watched every single game that I think I've almost watched every game, and except for against Milwaukee, which is understandable, they have played closely every single team they have played, and they've had a chance to win every single game except versus Milwaukee. And that's just like, being the team that we're putting out there is just shocking, because like,
does that mean Dwayne Casey sticks around?
I mean, maybe. I floated around this idea when I was talking to Peyton. I said, you know what? You're having guys like Isaiah Stewart there that like you're bringing back that like kind of bad boys kind of vibe that like that like 03. Yeah, I was gonna say Chauncey.
Everybody was saying Chauncey before, but now he's with the Clippers or somebody.
But he's an assistant coach.
Yeah, which is what he's been wanting.
But but you give him a young core. He
gets a big payday, and he goes back to where everybody loves him. But at the same time, would he want to do that and sacrifice it being like Dumars and the other guys? Like, everybody hated them after when they came back, and like Dumars was a GM, but if Chauncey came back,
Dumars was there for 13 years, and everyone hated him except for when he built the team in 03. No, they didn't hate him. They only hated Dumars at the end. Everyone loved Dumars for the first 10 years because he was a consistent playoff contender and NBA Finals contender.
It's just
is
Chauncey going to want to do that? He's known as probably a Piston, and obviously one of the best Piston point guards. And would he want to ruin that to come back and coach just to have a chance to do something? Like, unless they do get like Cade Cunningham or somebody, it's probably not going to look that appealing to a first-time coach or any coach in general, which is why I would say it's probably going to be Dwayne Casey still. But I mean, if Chauncey would want to do that the first time, I just wouldn't. I would think if he would come back, he'd coach somewhere else as a head coach before that. He wouldn't go first-time head coach his old team, because like Steve Nash could have done the same thing.
Yeah, here's what I'm saying, though, because we hadn't talked about it since it happened, and I don't know if it's official. I haven't heard anything else, but I was somewhat right about the Mike Hart to Michigan thing.
I mentioned this last week.
Oh, you did? Okay, but I was somewhat right about the Mike Hart. So let me get my ideal Pistons lineup here. I couldn't tell you who the GM is right now. Oh, yeah, never mind, Troy Weaver. I don't know why I forgot about that, but so you have Chauncey come back as head coach. Great, probably a great coach. Great, could be a great head coach. Everyone knew that from his playing career. You bring back Ben Wallace as an assistant coach.
Because he still has a Grand Rapids team.
Well, yeah, but like honestly, now that it's not affiliated with Detroit anymore, I could see him like stepping away from that team kind of and
maybe
selling it because he could sell it for a bag. He could literally sell it for a huge bag to another NBA team, and they could just move them. And then I don't know who for that second assistant coach right now, because you're seeing a lot of players now come back. Like, I mean, obviously players have always come back as coach, but like you're seeing a lot of players from like our time growing up coming back as coach now.
Rodney Stuckey. Imagine the guard play. Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes learning from Chauncey and Rodney Stuckey.
And then you have Isaiah Stewart learning from undersized Ben Wallace. He's an undersized center. You got –
I was going to say Rashid, but yeah, that too.
Fuck it. Bring Rashid back too. Have Rashid be there for Jeremy Grant. Or for Jeremy and Sadiq. Fuck it. Just bring back Tayshaun. We want Tayshaun.
I'm actually surprised Tayshaun's not an assistant somewhere. I thought he was towards the end of his career, like after his career ended.
I have not heard from Tayshaun since he got traded, or since he retired on Memphis.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like when he was with the Grizzlies, I feel like he like had the kind of role that Jawan did. Like he was still a player, but he was actually just a coach.
No, he was still playing on the Pistons. It's once he got traded from the Pistons and then he went to like Memphis, that's when I think he became like a player coach.
Yeah, so I'm meaning like when he was in Memphis doing that, and like how like Jawan was in Miami, it was the same thing.
Oh,
they were listed as a player, but they were just coaching.
Oh, we
I don't think he's technically retired. Maybe.
We were right on the nose there. He is retired. He's the vice president of basketball affairs for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, so he said there. Okay.
Yeah, he's still there. We were right. He retired in 2016. And then he retired with the
with the Timberwolves.
I didn't know he came back to the Pistons in 2015.
Oh, I don't know.
I think he came back.
I remember he went there at one point.
Yeah, he came back to the Pistons. Hold on, let me look here. Now I'm actually intrigued. I think he came back to the Pistons for like a game or two, and then we traded him back to Yeah, okay. Prince was traded by the Celtics back to the Pistons in exchange for Luigi DeMont and Jonas Jerebko, and then
Luigi.
He was literally, and then that was on February 19th, 2015. And
that was kind of a steal
20th, because
Jonas Jerebko was not bad for the Celtics.
Yeah, he was good for them. And so Luigi was good for them too. But yeah, I mean, he's an executive now for them. So, but another name I was scrolling through here, if we just want to bring back the gang, Richard Hamilton.
I was gonna say Rip when you said Chauncey.
I mean, that you get one of those guards back, you get. I mean,
I think if he takes a coaching job, it's in Chicago though.
why do you think that? You think
Because he's
there?
from there and he played there. I think he's
But,
from
like,
Chicago. Maybe I feel like for some reason like maybe from Pennsylvania if it's not Chicago. Like I know he played there.
Yeah,
is it Pennsylvania?
UConn. Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay. So never mind. But still,
and yeah,
I don't know why I don't know why that came to my head out of nowhere. Pennsylvania, but okay.
He only played in Chicago for 3 years. He played with the Pistons for almost 8.
Yeah.
I mean, and he has his number retired by the Pistons. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like it would be interesting to bring back that 03, 04 squad. Like, I mean, you don't see it that much. I mean, the closest you have to.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't come together a lot. It's like the old Celtics teams.
I mean, no, they do. They aren't like angry at each other.
Yeah, I was
they
gonna
come
say,
back,
but they're not mad at each other.
Yeah, they come back together for like the retirements and everything. But like, I was saying, like you don't see you don't see playing squads come back together as like coaching squads. Like I was gonna say, the closest you had to it was Steve Nash and Amari and what's his face over there in Brooklyn.
D'Antoni.
I can't think. And yeah, D'Antoni. That's the closest you have to like a core coming back together. And I mean, that was honestly perfect situation. You have D'Antoni coaching the coach, and then Stoudemire's just kind of there. So he's chilling. He's collecting the bag and collecting the ring, you know. But
whoa. About this ring
I said
talk.
what I said.
I don't know about this ring
I said
talk.
what I said. But I mean, it would be an interesting situation to bring back that crew. I think. I don't know. It would just be fun. I feel like. But I did get kind of. I don't know how we got into that. We were talking about.
Just
I don't
these
even know what
holes
we were
that we go down.
But I think we were talking about shockers. Something that was argued about, screamed about, and that just late at night talks, in our group. The Phoenix Suns. I was told, and I argued about this. I was told that they weren't even going to be a top 5 team in the West. They are currently the number 1 seed in the West. I do believe at like 6-1 right now. I could be wrong about that record, but they are now the number 1 seed in the West. So you were wrong, Brad. I was right. As of right now,
he's never going to see this. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, I know he's not, but just
we all said that. We all said the Suns would be a top seed.
Okay, we all said
it, but no Chris Paul. We meant it.
Okay, no one wanted to back me up. No one wanted to back me up when I was sitting there arguing.
Because it's stupid it's stupid to compare the Timberwolves to the Suns. That's why nobody wanted to do it. It's not worth the time.
And I mean, my Chris Paul MVP train isn't starting off too hot, but he's still got time. He's still got time to get that back.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 13 and 8.5 right now. So, but yeah, Suns definitely making some noise there. But yeah, I think that's all we got for you. Kind of dug down a little rabbit hole, went a little longer than we had planned, I think. You got anything else to say, Mort?
No, I don't.
Okay. And yeah, a video went out as it would have been Tuesday. It was just me. I don't know if you got a chance to watch.
No, I haven't checked that out yet.
Yeah. But it was just kind of talked about plans for the channel because we do plan on kind of changing a little bit, going we want to try gaming more a little bit, but obviously still have like
rumor is we might just mess around and this just might be our channel though. So
who knows? But we're looking to have some fun this year. So if you guys could like and subscribe, that would help us out a lot. We're still pushing towards that 100 there. We're honestly closer than we thought.
We've been doing it for 3 months.
Hey, 3 months. I'll go another 3. I'll go till April. If we can get 100 subscribers on our 1 year, that would be an achievement. That was sad, but
less than 1 subscriber a video, way less.
Fine with me. But thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you guys next time.